Hello, my name is Charlene Slaver, and my son is Joey Slaver. Um, Joey was a special gift in, I had prayed for 6 years to have him and could have no more children, and lo and behold, I had Joey. Joey had a spirit of giving, kindness, compassion, humility that was just impressive to me, humbling to me. He loved to work in a nursing home with older people. He loved to let the old guy win at chess, so he didn't throw the board. Avid reader. We were given the opportunity to live in Shanghai for 18 months. Joey also studied the language of Creole. He supported me in my mission trips to Haiti. Unfortunately, we were never able to go together. When Joey was in 4th grade, he came to me and he asked me to homeschool him. That was a choice he wanted. He wanted to be more involved in the community and be able to reach out, study things he couldn't in the public school, but still be involved with his friends in all kinds of activities, and he was. I remember the day he was a young teen, and he came to me and said, "Mom, why are you an organ donor?" And so I explained to him my compassion for other people and for helping other people, and how he could go on, I could go on, my organs to helping other people. That where I was going, I didn't need them. And you never grasp the concept of that conversation that you're having with your child and what it's going to affect. When Joey got his driver's license, it was the first thing he put on his license. He wanted to be an organ donor, and I did not even know he had done that until his accident. Joey liked to write for the paper in town about our trips, and that's when we were in Shanghai. And yes, he was very much a New York Yankee fan. Sorry. So he was just this very compassionate child. As a mom, we don't ever think that we're going to bury our child, ever. And when that phone call came, Joey had been struck by a car in front of his sister's house. And, everything's going around in your head, and you can't comprehend what happened, and you don't understand. And when I came here, because Joey was at this hospital and saw him, the staff was amazing, the counselors to step in to help me to understand what was going on, because I didn't want to comprehend it. It's not that I didn't understand. I didn't want to accept it. He was still responsive. I remember singing to him in his ear a song when he was a child that he responded several times. When it came that time, and I met with New England Donors, that was the most amazing group of people I'd ever met with. They explained everything. They talked to me about everything. And here I'm still processing losing my child. And I remember one meeting where we sat down, we had a conversation, and I just couldn't handle it. I had to leave, especially when we talked about the tissue. I didn't understand that. I actually thought, how does my son help someone else see? And this man that was part of their team, I remember him staying at the hospital all night long. And about midnight, I had stepped out of Joey's room, and I said, "Can you talk to me now?" And he did. He took the time to explain it to me, to comfort me, to answer my questions, and just help me through it. They walked me through that this isn't going to be, okay, now we're going. We worked through the time. And I remember the staff here at the hospital was amazing they moved Joey over. Joey's still on life support, but they moved him over. And they let me sleep with him, next to him, for 2 days. And I knew it was affecting his body temperature, but I wasn't going to leave him. I knew I couldn't leave him through the process that you go through before your surgery. New England Donor was amazing with that. They talked me through everything. They helped me to write something for Joey in his that they were going to read about him in a photo. And then that amazing walk, which I knew nothing about until that moment, when they line the hall and you walk down and they stop and you're given that opportunity, that last few minutes with your child. I was with Joey the night that we got the call that the first one had come in, which was his heart. And I remember thinking, I cannot wait to meet the man who has my son's heart. Before I was given that opportunity, I was given the opportunity to interact with Julie, who couldn't be here unfortunately today. That's his kidney and liver recipient. And get to know her through mailings and talkings and things, but I wasn't quite ready to meet her yet. Christmas time was a bit of bittersweet. I knew she'd had a grandchild. I was happy, but that was hard. And then, a little over a year ago, I get a letter from a man, which is Ahmed. And he was it was the most beautiful letter I'd gotten from him and his wife. And he was very eager to meet. And I remember driving to Boston, my sister driving out from New York, and that time of meeting and the man crying. And the comment was made, did you ever think that you would be a woman to create a heart for two men? And the first time that I heard my son's heart beat again, and know Hamid's story, know how close he was to death, know how he was there for his dad and the birth of his grandson, and know how Julie was hours from death, that was it, and what my son did. And then I started to write more to the New England, the aftercare. I think I drove them nuts with my emails, wanting to know, finding out that Joey gave a young lady in California of 24 years old her sight. And the young lady that received Joey's other kidney was, I believe, a junior in high school, and she's now her first year in college. And that's all I know, and that's all I need to know. I've reached out, and it's her choice. But I just don't want them to feel guilty. I want them to understand this was something we wanted to do. I received word that I believe he helped 34 people with his bone. And I will never know those people. But I know that we made the right choice. And I know now in my heart, a conversation you have with your child at 11 or 12 or 13 or 16 is a really important one. And my son put on Facebook many years ago, and I don't know why I never caught it until after he passed, and he wrote this amazing poem, which is out on his donor cards on the back, but he had said, I so trust God with my life, and I believe in that he controls where every raindrop lands. And I trust him with my life. When Joey was 18, he came to me and said, Mom, prayed for me for 6 years. And here I am. He said, I'm 18, you got to give me back to God now. I said, no, that's not part of the plan, Joey. He says, Mom, just trust him. Joey was 23 when I lost him. It's been 2 years. Yeah, I miss him a lot. But I have that joy of hearing Hamid's heartbeat, because that's now Hamid's heart. But when I miss my son, all I got to do is text him. All I got to do is think about him. I get to be part of knowing their grandchildren growing and that they were there for them, and knowing that, Julie's going to have now another grandson, and this young lady's in college, and getting excited about what she's going to do. And through all of this, my nieces that are studying to be nurses, they're twins, and their brother had been a recipient many years ago and not even considered being an organ donor. Through this process, they've watched me go through with my son and with Hamid, and them, going to be nurses and psychiatrists. The one is. Now, my niece contacted me Friday saying, is it too late? Is it too late for me to sign up? I want to sign up now. What do I need to do? And it's just reached more people into understanding, okay, I get this now. I see this is what I need to do, and this is what, happens. And, Joey's just a simple little kid from New York, grew up his entire life in Farmington, Maine. And that's him, his first driver's license. And, he loved old movies. He loved his niece, Brianna. And there's Joey now, and Hamid, and his lovely wife, Ellie. And that brings me joy That was the first time I'd heard Joey's heart.